Just don't play the hunting horn unless you want Rock Band for engineering
Oh my
students.
god! How do you commit animal? Is it really animal abuse if you're just hunting them down though? I feel like it's justified under, well, a hunting. Unless there's some specific thing telling you not to hunt, I don't think it's animal abuse.
Don't worry, I know exactly why you're here.
Welcome back to another NEKO Reacts. So, the new Monster Hunter just came out, and I haven't played many, so I think it's pretty natural to watch a Monster Hunter video.
Monster Hunter The World is an action-style third-person beat-em-up,
So
slice-em-up, carve-em-up, drink-em-up, kill them all, where you play as John World, or the Joker and his normal cat, as we find and research the world's most amazing and charismatic megafauna so we can peacefully relocate them to the afterlife. Do you ever regret not being born in?
I'm sorry, but I don't think that's relocation. I'm pretty sure that's extermination. But to each their own, I suppose. Also, White Gerber.
Time to hunt Siberian mammoth, or perhaps you're the kind of man who open carries to the zoo, waiting for the day that the troops become excited. If so, this game could be for you. Set in the hostile and exotic wasteland of Australia, we play as an inherently bloodthirsty and violent race known only as Caucasoidus anglicus, and we're here to destroy the local environment as much as humanly possible, so I can wear it. Along the way, overcoming many varieties.
Isn't that what we all do? We just want to wear things, so we kill them and wear their pelts, or we use them as like carpets or decoration, you know, stuff like that. I thought that was normal, right?
Of horrifying creatures unknown to God, ranging from plausible and interesting specimen to fucking Thanos. And yes, I am reviewing Monster Hunter World and not Rise because the phrase Nintendo Switch port does not fill me with confidence.
No,
I'm sure it's a fantastic game, but this looks—
Oh my gosh, a Nintendo Switch port definitely does not fulfill me with confidence at all. At all. Not at all. No hate against the Switch or anything, but also, you know.
It's like an excellent Garry's Mod map. So without further ado, it's time to explain to you my favorite animal cruelty simulator with a game attached to it.
I'm pretty sure. Whoa! I love these opening edits. Welcome to this. Oh my god! Thank you. I promise to edit comprehensively.
It's been so long since I've last seen my son.
I don't think that was held up properly, but also I don't mind it. I love Max's edits as is. I don't see a need to make it more comprehensible. If we want it to be comprehensible, slow down the video. Or on the contrary, you could speed it up to 2 times and save 10 minutes.
Son lost to this monster. Forced in Fistmost, Monster Hunter is a game about options because there's a few of them. At least 3 monsters are present in the game, possibly 94. And every one of them has 2 armor sets. 94? To hunt after these amazing beasts and where to find them, you need to get into the mindset of our distant ancestors. You see, humans are what we—
I feel like I need to clarify that I have never ever in my life played Monster Hunter. My only experience with Monster Hunter was playing the 3DS game. And I didn't know what was going on, what to do, or where to go. So after molding for a couple hours and getting stuck in the first area for a couple hours and running around for a couple hours, I gave up. I couldn't figure it out, and I couldn't find the fun in it, which is a shame because I see a lot of people enjoy this game. So I wish I could too.
We call persistence hunters, which means we kill by running down our prey until they beg us for death. For reference, our closest competitors in a marathon are sled dogs and a horse. Imagine for a moment that you're this big fucking turkey and it's almost time for Thanksgiving. After a long and arduous battle, you run away as far as you can, but every time you turn around, he's still there.
Yeah. Oh, if you could leave a like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
And even worse, it's wearing your skin. This is the mentality you must adopt if you're to survive the wilds of Queensland. The mammoth deserves to be extinct because he was weak. We arrive to this new world of possibility known as the Denny's parking.
Put yourself in the turkey's shoes. Someone is coming after you, but they're also wearing your skin. That's kind of terrifying. I don't blame them for running away constantly.
lot as part of the 5th Fleet of the Research Commission, exploring and murdering this vast continent to track down the whereabouts of an ancient elder dragon. Now, as someone from a country who killed millions of people so we could grow fucking vegetables, this is offensive. So when I heard that these bitches were doing it to find a lizard, I decided I would engage in genocide of my own volition.
Yeah, well, it's not bad if it's against monsters, things that could possibly kill you, right? I believe it's justifiable genocide in this case.
Will not need motivation to kill in this game. It comes about naturally, just like polio. And
like
to bring about
Jurassic
this
Park,
timely
but
demise, we are given a
had
choice
to
of
fight
14
back.
weapons, all of them completely different from one another, like the light bow gun and the heavy bow gun and the bow. But let me tell you, if I were stranded alone on a desert island, I would probably choose the fucking gun, because the only people in this world that I trust are my two best friends, Smith and Wesson. This is why I chose the gun lance, which is what you think it is. Now, of course, I could have chosen the literal.
Wait. So a game about crafting and making the most out of items has a gun lance? Can someone make this make sense? I feel like Max is about to make this make sense, but I'm a little kerfuffled. I'm not afraid to admit. Also, don't mind the outfit. I'm doing my Final Fantasy VII streams again, and I'm too lazy to change.
Machine gun, but playing with these weapons changes the game into a first-person shooter where the objective is to keep the gun away from your mouth. Instead, I was drawn to the insect glaive because 1, it lets me literally fly and the floor is paying taxes. 2, I get to lace a giant bee with C4 high explosives and throw it at people. And yes, there is an upgrade tree dedicated to bees. 3, I get to mount monsters, and that lets me spam custom dialogue at everyone in the game. Side note, you can fully customize your automatic callouts to preemptively diagnose the cause of your teammate's death, which is very...
Wait, really? You can actually make your callouts like custom? Oh, that's insane. That's evil. Imagine playing with friends. I see why people like this game. Maybe I just don't have friends.
Funny, but your choice isn't just between weapon types, but also weapon elements. I won't get into it now since there are a few of them, but my favorites would have to include the dragon element, the sleep element, or even blast element. Every monster is weak to blast element. So with all these varied choices, chances are high that at least one weapon speaks to your specific mental illness. Just don't play the hunting horn unless you want Rock Band for engineering students.
How do you commit animal? Is it really animal abuse if you're just hunting them down though? I feel like it's justified under, well, a hunting. Unless there's some specific thing telling you not to hunt, I don't think it's animal abuse.
Don't worry, I know exactly why you're here. I too want to know what this thing's foreskin looks like on my mantelpiece. Fortunately, World has you covered. I haven't really explained this because it's in the title, but in this game you hunt monsters. This doesn't just mean killing them, although there is a lot of that. There's 2 ways to complete a...
We're hunting monsters. It doesn't mean we're killing them. Of course not, Max. That's just what you do. You kill them. And you use them. For armors and upgrades, it seems.
Hunt, Republican and Democrat, both of them result in endless pain for the animal. Here's the difference. Killing them by slowly breaking each individual bone is a mercy. Capturing them will always give you more body parts than skinning them, which can include their skull.
What? That's terrible. What? You can capture a monster and then just constantly reap the reward? Okay, maybe it is. I revoked my previous statement. And now I have a question. Is there an actual story to Monster Hunter? It just looks like it's Monster Hunter. It just looks like the game is about hunting monsters. There's no real story to it. From what I can tell, at least.
Goals. The only logical conclusion is that we disassemble them like a crab factory. And those are the lucky ones because the other ones are subjected to cockfighting. And my bet always wins. The gameplay of Angry Birds can best be described as Bloodborne with no health bars. For most monsters, that's okay because counting broken bones is enough. But some of these bastards spend more time close to death than Joe Biden. In fact, while hunting, your prey will attempt to escape you several times and fail. Really, the entire gameplay loop is just finding new things to turn inside out and then
okay, so the entire game is literally just hunt, keep hunting, don't stop hunting, capture a couple, but keep hunting and just keep doing what you're doing, okay? Keep grinding. Keep up the grind.
Fashioning yourself the perfect drip out of their intestines. Of course, there's a lot of ways to build your swag with a myriad of skills like the fast food build, the eating less build, the eating for free build, and lest we forget, the mushroom consumption build to complete my ultimate McDonald's form. No self-respecting hunter would ever think of going outside without slightly reducing the effects of minor wind pressure, or you can do damage like a fucking moron. Take your armor for a spin and throw a body in the bin.
Now I have a follow-up question, because I always have the questions, and this is a game series that I've only ever played once on a crappy 3DS game, okay? How many skill types are there? Can you like how do I word this? I'm sorry, it's quite early in the morning again. Can you be stealth? Can you be well, you know, explosive, from what I can tell? Are there different kinds of builds, and how many, and what kinds? That's a better wording. Maybe I'll cut out what I previously said. I don't know, I'll think about it.
Compete until you win. That's the entire game. This being said, there are complications. It's better to think of them not like video game enemies, but very stupid cats. And like cats, these bitches are territorial, sometimes even going so far as to beat each other to death while I'm fighting them. But I think my favorite example of this would have to be Mr. Nikon. This bastard.
Oh my gosh, I loved him in Jurassic Park!
Is designed to wander into random battles, catch you in 4K HD, and then leave for literally no fucking reason. And if that doesn't suit your fancy, there's always Bazinga Goose, whose sole objective is tracking you down across the map to carpet bomb you for the crime of playing the game. Now,
Beetle Dragon? Basil Dragon? I'm not sure. It just looks like a lump of cysts, really. I'm being honest.
I don't normally play Monster Hunter since I'm more of a Connect 4 SpongeBob man, but the sheer variation on display here is really something. Every single animal has their own unique role, and mine is putting them into a museum. As a rule, for every single kind of beast, if violence does not work, use additional violence.
Is there any world building? Oh, Mr. Worldwide, what are the coincidences?
Now that we have a good understanding of our victims, it's time to take our domestic violence international, because this is a Monster Hunter world, one that makes no
It's Monster Hunter World. I'm curious to see if there is world building or not, because then what's the point?
Fucking sense, both geographically and ecologically, just like the real Australia. So upon beginning the game, we make our way across the dangerous but inoffensive lands of New South Wales, learning the basics, surviving, and expanding our newly founded gulag of Sydney. This hell will be your base of operations for most of the game, complete with every kind of amenity you can expect from
Monster Hunter Worlds, but you're stuck in one place? Something's not adding up. I don't know what it is.
Savage Welshman. It's here that we rearm, research, and reforge my weapon again because I am indecisive. There's even a pig that won't stop following me. You can pet it, but not too much because what matters is consent. But most importantly, this is where we use racial segregation because for some reason, the only chefs in the entire camp are cats. And this
The cats are the best chefs, and I'm not even biased. I know how to cook. I know how to clean. Cats are the best cooks. They are the best. They're the cutest. Why wouldn't you want a cat to cook food for you? Give me one good reason why you wouldn't want a cat to cook your food. And you cannot say fur. Okay? You cannot say fur.
This is a very unsanitary cooking environment. You see, food isn't just a buff, and it's not just a cutscene. It's fucking mandatory. I mean, just look at the cardio. My body's an airplane powered by dead chickens. To put it simply, the game is unplayable.
The jungle he was in looks like from Star Wars when Yoda's training. I love that.
With an empty stomach for two reasons. One, it looks like this. And two, I don't have to explain shit. The next areas on our list are what I collectively call the stank tank. And to get there, we need to contact the 3rd Expedition Fleet, who have spent the last 30 years smoking weed in their spaceship.
It makes sense now.
This is pretty much why we're here. This new environment is firstly comprised of the Coral Highlands, which are filled with a beautiful and alien ecology, able to support a wide range of pit bulls and more literal balloon animals.
Oh my god, it was so cute, but then SpongeBob screamed, and I can't pause in time, I'm sorry.
From this point onward, biology is more of a suggestion, but looking just underneath the surface, we find the true source of this bizarre life. It's death. The Rotten Vale is an area built and designed to simulate San Francisco and is sustained only by the miracle of rotting corpses and feces. You may be asking yourself some important questions right now, such as, can the smell kill me, or how the fuck? As it turns out, every monster—
So you're just in the sewers with a bunch of spiky dragon lizards? Am I getting this right? You're in the sewers of literally any place? New York sewers? Or San Francisco, according to Max0r.
Monster in the new world has an inherent instinct to die here, specifically, which begs the question, why do predators even exist if they can just wait? And also, yes, the stench physically hurts you. Technically, these are all the areas you need to beat the game, by about 30%, because upon entering our next area, Monster Hunter turns up the heat and scales every monster back.
So you do travel around the world a bit. Okay, that makes sense. It's looking a little better. I've got my reservations. The biggest one being I don't believe I have the friends to play this with. But, you know, that's fine.
Back to being threatening again. Yes, even the Great Jagrussi. That means more weapons, more armor, and even more temptation to kill every mammal larger than myself. Again, it's safe to say that this game has a time requirement. So after 30 hunts or so, we finally arrive to the temperate lands of Western Australia. You know, the state that lost a civil conflict with flightless birds. Fortunately for us, biology is no longer a suggestion. It's a restraining order. We've got—
You're just fighting literal gods at this point, like mythical animals. That's insane!
Fish that swim through molten magma, lizards that eat rocks, and of course my personal favorite animal, Thanos. His main attack is the crush force of his rock-solid chin. Although I do think they could have worked on the whole controlling the monster mechanic a little better. It really breaks down when you encounter the fire. But among the many features of this game, we haven't even gotten close to the train wreck that is the story. After all, there is a reason we ventured into the land of unusual thermodynamics. It's just a really bad reason.
What is the reason? I don't got
First of all, we can tell that this game is a literary masterwork by the fact that characters do not have names. Who can forget such personalities as the—
Characters don't have names? What? Why?
Handler, the commander, and a fucking Ganondorf. The story is comprised of two major arcs. Where in the world is the 50-foot tall lizard? And gee, I wonder what Ganon is up to. Both of which are made excessively worse when the game automatically sets the handler to be in a catsuit. And at this point, I'm afraid of turning it off.
You don't know I mean, if the handler is in a catsuit, they don't have a name, you don't know who's in the catsuit. It could be anyone.
Hey, one last thing, everyone. If I see anyone else on this fucking ship say the words NEKO cosplay, I will invert your penis with my foot. For the first arc of our multiple-stage manga that ends in a sex scene, we chase after the amazing boss fight Zora Magdaros as we apparently forget the location of a giant kaiju several times. This being said, you don't want to find him because his boss battle is an environmental puzzle primarily comprised of loading cannonballs for 30 minutes and then waiting for the boss to move very slowly. That way, we can penetrate him with our oddly
I need to know how many times people have just memed on this boss fight. If it is as slow as Max is saying, I must know. I need to know the funniest things you've done while waiting for the monster to move.
Alex spear that, extends when needed. And for the second arc of our new Genshin anime on Spike TV, we team up with Ganon to discover new and amazing elder dragons all across the continent. And of course, I mean discover like the Vikings meant trade. This is where some of the toughest and most annoying bosses in the entire game happen, featuring such great fights as Nergigante, whose name I cannot say with a hard R, the COVID Beast, and my personal favorite, Margaret Thatcher's Nightmare. Of course, there is more to this game because there's always more, but that is basically—
Okay. I'm a little skeptical. There's always more what? More plot, more monsters, or more grinding, or all of the above? Because I had one bad experience. And I'm willing to let that change. I just need to know more about the game.
How you beat the first half. So, there's an expansion for this game that is more expensive than the game itself, which doubles the content and the playtime. I'm gonna be fucking real, guys. I'm not covering that shit. This video is supposed to be short because I made it while on vacation, and vacation for me means—
Vacation? But the How did he have time for this? That's a lie. I refuse to believe that he was on vacation and he's still pumped out an edit like this.
Working 8 hours a day. This game is lengthy and you should definitely play it if you have the time. But in my current mental state, I do not. So with the release of Elden Ring, I think it's time to move on to a better project. This is basically a Max0r filler episode. And if you like World, then just get the Iceborne.
So what I'm understanding is Max0r is telling me to now proceed to review his Elden Ring series as opposed to hope for another Monster Hunter video. Okay, I'll settle for that. I was already planning on it, but you know, I'll settle for that.
Expansion because it's more of the same, but twice as tall and most of the monsters are on crack. And just to prove it, half of the footage in this review is Iceborne. This is a game that I believe you have to experience because there's just so much and yet so little time.
Max's character is great. I love it.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for the edit. Actually, banger song. I've been told not to skip the endings of a Max0r video, so I'm going to watch this all the way through until it starts playing another one. I do wish I could enjoy... You know, I do wish I could enjoy Monster Hunter as much as all my friends do. It's just one bad experience. I'm a very... how do I word this? I'm more than willing to try it again, but that price tag is huge and I don't know. I think I'll live vicariously through others. And that song ain't so very far from wrong. Thank you for tuning in to another NEKO Reacts. So, are you excited for the newest Monster Hunter game? Have you already pre-ordered? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Mata ne! Bye bye!